Welcome to Asshats Analysts, the debate game show where the points definitely matter and we take things way too seriously. My name is Josh Johnson, and I'm joined here with my roommates, Nathaniel Jackson.
Yo.
And Kyle Jennis.
Howdy.
Stay tuned to find out who truly is the king of pulling random facts and arguments right out of their ass.
Welcome to Friday's episode of Asshats Analysts. Today we have our Simpleton episode with guest Chris Cooley.
Yeah, he's here.
Cooley.
He is here. Today we have
Ryan.
a very interesting Simpleton episode. I'm super excited. Basically, Kyle, Josh, and I have all picked a vacation destination / maybe we have some ideas for activities and stuff like that, and we're going to try and convince Chris to go on the vacation that we have planned. Sound good, everyone?
Yay!
All right, so Kyle, which one have you picked? I don't know why. I just always look to my right, and it's always Kyle, so Kyle always goes first.
We should do like musical chairs one day, just so like it's not me who's
I
to
was
your
going
right.
reverse order.
No, I'm good.
All right, reverse order. Josh, what is it?
Well, you always ask people, so you always go last, so you should go first.
All right, I'll go first. My entire vacation is Tokyo is the home base.
You have my bias
Yep,
already, but okay.
I had a feeling.
Oh, boy.
Kyle, what you got?
I picked. I think it's pronounced this way. And if you live here or live near here, I'm very sorry if I butcher it. Lake Chelan in Washington State.
Interesting.
Sounds
So-
like
so
Lake
kind of
Chillin' to me.
A lake
We can
house
make it
type
Lake
of
Chillin'.
vibe.
Yeah.
What you got, Josh?
So the Grand Tetons in Wyoming, specifically during the winter seasons.
Mint.
Yeah,
That's meant
Have you ever been snowmobiling in Yellowstone?
not in Yellowstone.
That's a different park.
to be. Well, they are next to each other. And
They
they
are.
share
They
the
are
same
right
course,
next to each
but-
other.
They are.
So I don't know Kyle or Josh's, so I'm going to completely depend on you selling me on it. I'm not going to look anything up.
All right.
Okay.
I think I got this.
I'm going to depend completely on you guys.
Well, yeah, that's
Yeah,
the
and you
purpose of
guys
the
should
podcast.
probably
Yeah.
go first because I think I can win in about 4 sentences.
You probably
So,
will. Yeah.
So why bother then?
you want me to go first?
Sure.
Golden era of JDM cars are still alive there. You will be able
you
to go
got
to
me.
every single street racing crew and meetup, go to all of the drag racing.
The mountains of
and,
Hokkaido
dude,
and just
go
all night.
drifting all night long. Not to mention the incredible food, the beautiful scenery.
The cell hotels, the small cell hotels.
Yeah, those things are awesome.
You guys know about those? Where they put you like in the little pod and it's
Yeah.
just like a bed and a TV right in front of your face and that's your room and you
Yep,
have like
and
a
they're-
locker
they're
outside for
so
your stuff.
cheap.
Yeah.
I-
Oh,
and
they're
they're
like
never
10
heard of
really cool,
this.
and
They're
they're
like-
everywhere.
Some of them are, I think they're like $10 a night.
Yeah, and they're everywhere, so you can just hop around Japan.
You go up the
going
little
to all
ladder.
of these,
Yep.
dude.
A one-way ticket to Tokyo would probably cost like 5 times as much as like a week or 2 stay.
Well, that's
in
why
one
the
of those.
hotel's so cheap.
Oh, they account for that?
No.
No,
Oh, well, you could have had me.
no, it's just they can fit so many guests in such a small amount of you think about hotels in the U.S.
The
You can
rooms
get
are
a
pretty big.
Yeah, you can get a decent sized room for $80 to $130 a night, depending on the time and the location. That is a tiny little pod, but you're paying like $10 a night.
Have you ever seen the Seinfeld episode where the Japanese businessmen come to the States and they're hanging out with Kramer and they run out of
Kramer.
money and he doesn't have a place for them to stay, but he has these really expensive drawers in his apartment. So he puts them in the dresser drawers because they're big enough to fit him because it's a huge dresser. That's what this is, but install a TV.
Huh. I need to watch
Best thing ever.
I need to watch more Seinfeld, apparently.
Everybody does. It's better for society.
Yeah.
I can
okay.
get behind that, but that's not the point of this episode.
Nope. So the thing about I personally prefer vacations in colder climates and going skiing and snowboarding and things like that.
Same.
Personally, a skier myself, couldn't get the hang of snowboarding. But the Grand Tetons in the wintertime, they have a herd of elk that come through. They've got a bunch of ski resorts there and some really good mountains and good snow that goes through there. They're also right next to Yellowstone, where you can explore the park. It's beautiful in the winter, and
It's
they have
it's beautiful year
snowmobile
round,
tours
really.
that you
Oh,
can
yeah.
go on, and
I lived in the Adirondacks for a while, so I get the cold climate thing.
yeah.
But all the winter sports and those attractions.
Yeah, well, and I mean, even if you just want, kind of an evening at the cabin or at the house or whatever, it's still
Everything's made out of logs. There's no internet. Serene.
well, there is internet sometimes, but yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, at resorts there's usually Wi-Fi, but yeah, like you can kind of get away from that if you want
Would you
to.
go to
and-
the resort though if you went, or would you encourage me to rough it, or would you encourage me to go to the resort?
So I think it depends on you personally. Honestly, I don't know you all that well, but I think there's options for both of that. And so if
Okay.
you are the kind of person that wants to, make sure that you have a nicer bed or is willing to spend a little bit more money, then do that. If you're somebody that likes to go hiking and backpacking and do that, there's definitely a lot of opportunity for you to do that there. So
What are we talking about for crowds? Because this could be a resort.
yeah, so the Grand Tetons in general, they do have, I mentioned specifically the winter because they do also have a lot of tourism that comes in during the summer as well.
Can't
Because
confirm.
yeah, because the ski
you been
slopes
there?
and everything like that.
Have you been there?
Oh yeah.
He's been there during the summer. Nathaniel's been there during the summer, and I've
Yeah.
been there during the winter.
Oh, okay.
It's a very different environment during both seasons, but that's like parks like that where there is so much space and stuff to do. It's completely different experiences in all 4 seasons.
Yeah. So the ski slopes that are there during the winter, once the snow melts, they become hiking trails, mountain biking trails, things like that. So there's a lot of exploration that you can do in kind of outdoorsy stuff. But it's also just it's a cool place. And there's a small town right next to the Grand Tetons, Jackson Hole, that has this. It's almost famous for its antler arch. So like I said, there's a herd of elk that come through the valley every winter, and so when they drop their antlers, they collect them and they have like a massive arc that's like welcomes you into the town. So whether you're wanting cold weather, hot weather, realistically you can go there either time. I would personally prefer the winter. But it's a cool place where you can do a lot of different things. So if you go out there for like a week, you could spend some time skiing, you could spend some time, going snowshoeing or hiking, or explore Yellowstone on snowmobiles.
Nice. A little bit off topic, but that made me wonder, where are the reindeer geographically?
The elk,
No, reindeer.
the reindeer.
I think there
Um,
might be. I know they live more so in like Canada or like the very very northern states. I don't.
I was going to
recall
say
seeing-
that because this sounds like a place that not just elk. I could see some reindeer.
Yeah. So I
Maybe?
don't know that there's. I
that
don't
might
know
be a
that
little
there's
too, that's
specifically
probably a little
reindeer
too far
in.
south.
North Dakota.
North Dakota.
Yeah.
You're looking more.
forgot
North
that was a state.
More Canada and North Dakota.
Yeah.
Take that, North Dakota.
Sorry,
So-
North Dakota, man.
Yeah. But I mean, they're. Yeah.
No, that sounds very serene. I like that idea a lot. KG,
Howdy.
what do you have for me?
So the reason I picked this specific place, I initially was under the impression we were doing more like kind of generic locations, but call me crazy. But so I was thinking like, oh, lake house. I have a lot of friends who've had lake houses. We've gone and stayed at them. They're great, like pretty much most year round. Mainly you go obviously during like late spring up to like early or late fall because again, same thing. They're different climates and environments because obviously when it gets hotter, you can go more swimming. Then when it's cooler, you can go hiking or chill in the cabin, do bonfires, whatever, that sort of stuff. The reason I picked this specific lake is the relative proximity to Seattle, which is one of my favorite cities. So if you're spending like a week there or something during like the fall, you can go into the city, do some stuff.
I was thinking that might be more of a fall location.
Yeah. Well, the cool thing is when I was doing some research, it's like almost entirely year round. There's like maybe a total of like just over 2 months where it's like very rarely like not sunny. They advertise it as like 300 days of sunshine. It's
next to Seattle?
it's like 3 hours from Seattle, but
Okay.
and that's the funny thing is it's that close, but like further inland kind of, and much like kind of like Josh's. There's like where there's a national park. It's a park called is it North Cascades, I think. Yeah, it's North Cascades National Park, where there's like tons of waterfalls, glaciers. There's tons of animals in the forest and everything to see, take pictures of. There's a bunch of cool stuff you can see out in nature there as well. And obviously, because it's on the lake, you can do jet ski rentals. You can go kayaking. There's all sorts of stuff. Just like,
So what's the tourist population density like?
well, normally I think the normal population is, I think, oh gosh,
Well, I mean tourists.
the tourists. I think easily when it was it 20 is 20,000. That's for whatever reason I'm remembering 20,000.
Am I going to be bumping into other people's canoes on the lake?
I don't think so. I mean, it's a fairly big lake from my recollection, but
Not crowded.
no,
Okay.
like, and
'Cause
that's,
that's a big thing that I'm deciding on for all.
No,
of
That
you
would, I
guys,
mean,
by
it
the
would
way.
also kind of depend on when you went, probably, because I assume
Yeah.
if you went for Memorial Day or 4th of July, there'd be
Yeah.
more people there,
I'm-
more people out on the lake.
Yeah.
I would
Um,
obviously think of going
In prime, I'll assume then in prime season when I ask that question.
probably yeah.
So for mine, the one time that I did go, just for population understanding, I'll backtrack a little bit. The time that I went for Christmas and New Year's to Jackson Hole and to the Grand Tetons, and it wasn't terrible. I mean, there was a line of like 10 or 20 people for the ski lift.
In comparison to
wasn't
water
much of a wait.
safari, where are we at?
And the what?
In comparison to like water safari, where are we at?
I would probably say less than that. I mean,
don't know what water safari is.
That's not a thing here.
I mean,
Are
water
you talking
parks.
about like? Wait, are you talking about like?
The water park.
Is that what you call it?
There is a water park here, but it's not specifically water safari.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right.
So
Japan. What do you know about? I know a little bit about that. You won't find any tourist in Hokkaido, Japan. Very few.
Yeah, it depends on where you are. In Tokyo, there's going to be a lot in the heart of the city,
Yeah.
but you also have all kinds of, cities and villages that aren't that far. Tokyo's decently small.
Mhm.
Like, if you want to go by yourself or with a small group and get away from people, you can take a bullet train to Mount Fuji, just over an hour away. And the bullet trains in Japan are so nice compared to what a bullet train in the U.S.
Or at
is.
least the equivalent, like.
Yeah, what the U.S. is equivalent to a bullet
Yeah.
train. And it's a cool experience. They also have the bus systems in Japan are actually kind of cool, and it's just beautiful. So you can go hiking in Mount Fuji, and that is an incredible, one of the most beautiful and largest mountains on the planet.
Isn't it a volcano?
Yeah, I believe so.
It's is it inactive or I don't remember
I
what.
believe it's inactive.
Okay.
I mean, all volcanoes
It
are
better
active,
be. I won't take
technically,
the
too.
bullet train over there.
I mean,
if it is.
if you go to the Grand Tetons, you're going to one of the most dangerous places on the planet,
Yeah.
because that is an active volcano site that is
Well,
thousands of years overdue, and that scientists believe could
I
explode
read
at
about
any
that.
moment.
That could.
Yeah,
and
They were saying
and
that could wipe out like most of the continent.
it
Yeah.
could
Yeah,
wipe
She
out.
went
okay.
crazy.
yeah, but given that it will wipe out most of the continent, you could also be in danger if you're
Yeah.
in anywhere other than.
Yeah, I mean,
Like
You're in
Japan.
danger
People drown
anywhere
out-
on the
But
planet. if that
exactly,
goes
yeah,
down.
yeah.
I mean,
So
it would if it went off, it would have a massive impact on just humanity.
Yeah.
Like
You also
so
would be
much.
more likely to injure yourself in like a boating accident
Yeah, absolutely.
than
Yeah.
you would.
I don't
Yeah.
think.
honestly, you'd be
be
more likely
involved
to.
in an
you'd be more-
active eruption of a volcano.
Yeah, I don't think we should
Just-
dwell on that too
yeah.
much.
Yeah.
Some would say it's exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The threat of consistent death.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
look,
Yeah.
I mean, you drive cars pretty fast, so
Hey, volcanic eruption.
Yeah.
Fast car.
Yep.
occupational hazard.
Yep. And depending on when
Kalusha.
you go to Japan, you could also see the cherry blossoms bloom, which is supposed to
Oh.
be one of the most beautiful sights on the planet.
Oh,
It is.
yeah. I forgot about that.
It would be incredible to actually go see that
Imagine like proposing to somebody there. That'd be beautiful.
one day.
With
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
Han from
With
Fast and Furious
Han from
3
Fast and Furious.
drifting in a circle
And he-
around me and my she'll say yes if we're in that scenario. Let's get it real. She couldn't even like me. She'd say yes.
You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, I have a girl.
Listen. I don't know. That was it.
She'd say yes
What
with
it
no
is-
Han.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Hey, if only as long as he's in his Veilside body kit RX-7, I don't care. That would be awesome. I want that car. I've always wanted to buy an RX-7 to put a Veilside body kit on.
Have you seen the stuff he works on outside of the movie
Yeah.
on his Instagram? Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah. That culture over there is probably what's most attractive to me.
Yeah.
The car culture.
It's so different to what we have here. You know, right now we are in Tennessee, so we're in truck land, and
Yeehaw, brother.
surprisingly not as bad as where I'm from, though.
really,
No, we've got
People like trucks
It's
up there?
big old. Well, it's in winter. If
Oh,
you
yeah.
if you drive
Yeah.
a slammed Miata, you're kind of
Screwed.
SOL. Yeah.
Yeah, you're
you're boned.
Yeah. If you drive a Toyota Celica in New York State
with a
in the
cracked
winter,
transmission
it's
and a missing quarter.
it's pretty safely over for you. Yeah. It's not great up there.
Yeah.
Well, with the quarter panel missing, you could put larger tires on it, give you some more ground clearance.
That's true.
Monster truck.
Yeah, you've got your you get your lift kit that you put in for the winter.
That's what you should do with it, Chris.
I told Chris that I was thinking about doing that before I sold
What
it
a
to him.
monster
I was
truck
thinking
turned into a
about
monster
raising
truck.
it and
I found
putting like a
rallycross
light bar on
ones.
it. It would have been awesome.
People have made them rallycross.
Yeah, it would
Fantastic.
be awesome.
I would take that. Would be a good Japan wintertime thing. Well, I mean, all the winter off-roading stuff too, snowmobiles,
Yeah.
ATVs,
Exactly.
all that kind of stuff. All of our places kind of all of your places kind of liken themselves to winter.
Yeah.
Is what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
All of them are kind of cold vacations. Unless you want to drive
Well,
in Japan, you should go in the
Yeah.
warm times.
Yeah. Well,
Mhm.
it just depends too, and because if you're in Tokyo, it gets cold there, but it doesn't get like New York cold.
Does it snow in Tokyo? Is it a
I don't think it actually does very often in Tokyo.
I
I know
asked-
it does.
Well, not in
north of the-
Tokyo. In any hillside region around Tokyo,
yeah.
it's going to be
That's what I
bad.
figured, yeah.
Well, because they've got like key cars, and key cars are like very small, all-wheel drive. They're just meant to like plow snow. They're kind of like back in the '60s, people would rat out their dune buggies in America and go off-roading, and they were great winter cars. But Japan has like the ultimate version of that, which is key cars.
Yeah.
That sounds cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
we have one of them, or we have two, really. The Scion XD, if you were ever wondering, the Scion XD and the Nissan Cube are key cars.
Of course, the freaking Cube. Oh my God.
That's a key car.
I
Oh
just
my
think
God.
they're ugly cars.
They're so.
They didn't make it that well in America. Oh, we
Yeah.
also don't have any of the same conditions
Yeah.
that they have over there. You don't see a lot of Ford Raptors driving around in Tokyo.
How do we know? What about a Ford Velociraptor? Have you
ever
seen
seen
that?
know-
Yeah,
you
Chevy
know what?
T-Rex?
Yeah.
The
they're cool.
3-axle, like,
Yeah.
Yep. Oh,
Yeah.
who made that? It wasn't Omega Speed Shop. It was
It was a shop in Texas.
because they made the
Why does that not surprise me?
they made the Hennessy Venom 2
Yeah.
that broke the land speed record for a
Yep.
production car.
Yep.
I know Omega made the one for GTR. That's the one I'm familiar with. Shout out Omega.
Dude,
they do
just think-
fantastic
just-
work.
You would actually see skylines.
Hey, Omega, if you want to sponsor us, feel free.
You can't get them here.
No, you can't.
You can't. S15s still
Dude.
can't get them here.
Oh,
Have you found?
I'm looking for it.
Just look up land speed record Hennessy Venom, and you should see them.
Do you have any specific questions?
Oh, it's
or
the company is Hennessy.
wait.
Oh,
Oh.
it is Hennessy.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
that's yeah.
Nice.
Do you have any questions specific to us, or like overarching questions for all of us, or anything? I'm just curious.
No, I mean,
Are you leaning
I've-
towards one that you would like to say now, so that the other
they're
two
all
can
kind
kind
of
of?
good. So, okay, all right. Let's play another game, boys.
Okay.
Oh gosh.
All right, lightning round for everybody. I'm gonna need your best on the fly 30-second sales pitch. Most of us work in sales. I'm gonna need the best on the fly 30-second sales pitch. Sell me on where you're going,
Sell you on where we're going,
Or-
or why you
where-
shouldn't go
or
to the other two.
where you want me to go. Sell me
Okay,
on
okay.
buying a plane ticket.
Okay, I'll go first. So the location I've picked, Tokyo, Japan, is actually the most diverse of the three options. You have city life and you have mountain life and rural area, not more than an hour away. You have the most diversity in food, whereas in both of these other places, getting good food and diverse food is actually really hard because it's really far away from these places. You have car culture here versus what you can consider kind of more of a sport vehicle culture. You still have all the lakes. You have a very different culture where you actually get to experience something that you don't experience in your day-to-day life here in America.
Okay, bet. Josh.
So there are
Mulligan.
there are a lot of activities that you can do, and while it is a way to kind of get away from the city life, there's a lot to be gained from that. And you can go into like some of the resorts and things like that are quite nice, and you can have that kind of cushy living experience if you want that with catered chefs and things like that do have a variety of nice foods that they bring in for you. So there are options for that. You can also go out to local dive bars if that's more kind of your scene, and there's all of that in Jackson Hole, which is 20 minutes away from like the main ski resorts. There's a lot of like I said, activities and things that you can do, whether you're into motorsports and outdoors, or if you want to do hiking, camping, in all kinds of seasons.
Okay.
There's also a diverse nature that's there and natural wildlife that you can experience on the reserves and within the park.
Okay, bet. Boom, Kyle.
Well, so if you enjoy the lake life but want it in a much different climate and different environment and everything, obviously the lake up there in Washington has a lot to offer. There's plenty of lake activities. There's anything from jet skiing, boat riding, kayaking, everything like that. And it's remote enough to where there's still plenty of stuff you can do kind of off from the lake and everything. There's trails. There's a nearby national park you can go to during, in the winter times where you can see like the glaciers and forests and everything at their full potential if you want. You can also take a day trip over to one of the most popular cities in the world, Seattle, where the music scene is so rich. There's a lot of history in there and everything. Plus, there is still a sport culture there with, if you want to go to a baseball game, there's stadiums there. If you want to go to a football game, there's stadiums there. There's a good dichotomy of, hey, I want to go out and do this stuff on the lake. Hey, let's take a day or so, go into the city, do some stuff there, see what it's got to offer.
Okay. Sounds good. Well, what I realized is when all three of you guys were talking is that there's a discrepancy between all three of your places. Or your guys is actually kind of lined up, but yours is a whole country.
Well, mine's focused in the areas around Tokyo.
Okay, so you're going to focus in the areas
focused in the now, like I said, you have Mount Fuji,
that
which is less than an hour.
That narrows it down a little bit.
Yeah, because
that makes it kind of hard to pick, because you could go to one side of Japan and get a totally different vibe than the other side.
Absolutely. But the benefits to mine is you can go to those other cities if you wanted to for a day. It doesn't take very long to get there, and you have that little extra bit of culture different. You can go to a shrine 30 minutes away, 45 minutes away, and spend your time there. Versus, I don't really know about Kyle's in Washington.
If I was going to Japan, though, I probably wouldn't do that much moving.
Yeah.
I would kind of pick a spot. I'd go to Ebisu for the day.
Yeah.
Maybe I would circulate the areas around like the Ebisu racetrack, or that's just somewhere I'm familiar with, so I'm going to use that as a reference.
Yep.
I'd probably do something like that, but with their places, there's stuff there.
Yeah.
You don't really have to go, because the vacation thing, you want to get out of the car, you want to get off the transport. You don't want to be dealing with the real life a little bit too much.
You don't have to do that. I'm just giving you options if you wanted to get out of the city. The things you can do in the city, you have Todoroki Valley, which is just an entire valley inside Tokyo. It's beautiful with a gorgeous view of Mount Fuji in the background. You have, like I said, you could go to the Shibuya district and
trips.
see.
In my eyes, I would.
But they're not.
They're that accessible.
Yes, they are that. You can be there in less than 20 minutes.
Okay.
They're all in the heart of Tokyo.
Okay.
These are all things inside Tokyo.
That's just weird for me to think, because like travel times, as I know, are extensive.
Yeah. And travel times in Japan are different than they are in the U.S.
Okay.
U.S.
A lot shorter.
Yeah, it's a lot shorter to get to places. It's a much smaller country than the U.S. is. And you have shrines in the city of Tokyo that you could visit if you wanted to do that. You have the Shibuya district, where there's so much food and culture, museums that you can go to. you can go to the racetrack. You can do whatever you can. The nightlife.
You do
There's
anything you
actual
want.
nightlife. There's no nightlife in these two places,
But you can go find the nightlife in the city, which
which
is
is
still,
That's
3 hours
hou-
away.
that
I
is
mean,
3
that's
hours.
fair.
There is nightlife in Jackson Hole. It's not nearly what the nightlife is in.
It's a
In
singular
Tokyo?
bar.
Oh yeah.
The nightlife in Jackson Hole sounds like the nightlife where I'm from.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
It's-
But
Which I mean, that would
It's-
make you
it's
feel at
there.
home. I guess
It's
in
worse
theory.
than the nightlife here.
well, and it also, if you're choosing
know
to
you-
go camping, then there is different experiences with that as well. I think one of the drawbacks to Nathaniel's is also one of the largest selling points that he's trying to point out is that there is a lot of variety. And there's a lot of different things that you can do, and those choices can almost be overwhelming for like what you were saying.
Yeah, well,
you want to
that's
get out of
kinda what I
that.
was thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think,
But
if
you're not-
if you were to take some time and actually plan out, how long you're going to be there, how you want to divide up your time, and almost pick like an itinerary.
What the average vacation's like 3-4 days.
Yeah.
How much
Yeah.
can you really get done in 3-4 days?
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, if you
while
want to
travel
go for
times,
4 days, we'll just say we're going to all these places 4 days. You're going to spend 4 days there. Just pick 2 or 3 things you want to do and do them. And then if you have extra time, do whatever's easiest, what's close to you.
yeah, I just
I
think
don't-
that it would take a little bit more planning than
Okay.
a trip
Yeah.
to one of these other places.
Yeah.
But so if that's what you're wanting to do and you have the time to do that beforehand, then I understand that. But it is another added level to it, other than just going and spending time and having those
Okay.
kind of more similar options to each other of what you want to do.
So as of right now, I'm in 3 different ways right now. I would pick Japan for the summer or Japan's summer.
Yeah. Which is
Josh,
our winter.
I would go to yours in the winter time, and Kyle, I would go to yours in the fall.
All right.
But of all time, I'm probably gonna pick Japan
I knew that was coming.
because you're kind of between seasons with that, and at least what I'm getting, I could be wrong. The hot season for Japan doesn't really stop.
Yeah.
Or at least the areas you're talking about.
Yeah,
It doesn't
yeah.
really go away. I know of a lot of winter activities to do in Japan. I know a lot of summer activities.
Yeah.
But I feel like, or at least the way you described it to me, I could be totally wrong to the people that are around there, but like Grand Teton strikes me as much more of like a winter wonderland, which is fantastic. 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Like it sounds like dreamland. I love that. And Kyle, yours that whole Seattle scene, that's totally fall.
Yeah.
That's like
Yeah.
put on a jacket, have
Put
a
on your
stroll,
flannel.
have a stroll with the leaves,
Yeah.
going all around. It's another wonderland, but I'm probably gonna go with Japan.
That's fair.
Ignoring my personal bias as an outsider, I would probably still say Japan.
That's that's also fair.
I'm genuinely when we decided on this, I'm genuinely surprised you guys both picked places in the US.
It's for me. There are still a lot of places in the States that I want to go back just for me.
Yeah.
Like half the places I went to with my family growing up, like, every other year we'd do at least a week and a half, just go do all this stuff out there. And as a kid, it's like, yeah, this looks cool or whatever. And it's like, and now I want to go
Would you
do whatever.
guys be interested in what I would think would be a good pick?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's
Actually,
that's
yeah.
another part of this is that you can kind of sell us back another one.
Okay.
What you got?
I would probably do Ibiza.
That would be awesome.
Wait,
Okay.
for
In Ibiza vacation, which that's very popular. A lot of
Yeah.
people do
It's
that.
in Spain?
Yes.
Okay.
oh, okay.
I took
Party capital of the planet.
Yeah. It really
Unless you're
I don't know if I would survive.
yeah. Unless you're in LA or Nashville.
What is-
party scene of the world.
What is the difference between I mean, obviously they're different cities, but Ibiza and Monaco.
Oh, Ibiza's much wilder than Monaco.
Okay.
Monaco, well, Ibiza has a lot of money too, but it's more focused on the party.
Okay.
Monaco's focused more on the experience of the high life.
Okay,
I feel.
gotcha.
Monaco's more of a high life place, but Ibiza, you're going to get down and dirty. You're
Yeah,
going
Monaco's
crazy.
almost a flex.
Monaco is a big flex.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. A trip to Monaco is very expensive too. It's not that terribly it can get expensive when you're there, but just to go, it's not that bad to go to Ibiza. I might be wrong, but I would imagine it's about the same price as Hawaii if you were going to Hawaii but didn't do anything. You could spend a lot of money in Ibiza very quickly.
Okay.
How many of you have actually been out of the country?
I've been once.
Where'd you go?
Victoria, British Columbia, Canada.
Canada count. All right, what do you got, Chris?
That's out of the country.
You're right.
What do you mean?
It
Well-
is technically out of the country. It's just, yeah.
I mean, same. I went to Toronto.
Toronto? Okay.
I have been to Kenya.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
And the Paris, and did we go to the London airport?
Yes.
On the way back.
That was just airports.
Yeah, it was just airports
Yeah.
for layovers. And then I went to when I say Kenya, it was Nairobi and then a village outside of Nairobi.
Yeah.
And then I've also been to Mexico.
Yep.
Which Mexico, I was there for like 20 minutes. So it was.
Did you just go in to turn around like the scene from Due Date?
Yeah, we definitely took a wrong turn.
I thought it said Texaco, we're low on gas.
I've been to Mexico for 2 days, and I've been to Kenya twice.
Nice.
So
I feel bad for taking the Africa sticker off your old car, by the way.
it's fine. I have more.
It was on there for a minute.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
I
all
could-
those
it was
stickers. Did you
visibly
leave
on there
the
for a
NOS
while.
sticker?
I did not.
You did.
Even that solid black one came off. This said Salt Life.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, that one should have come off. I put the Salt Life sticker on at
For
night.
background for everybody, Nate's old car is now my
Yeah, I
race
sold
car.
it to him.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a 2001 Toyota Celica GTS. So that Salt Life sticker, I bought it and was like, I'm going to put this on my car. And I decided to put it on at night. So it's nighttime and I'm putting it on my car. And then the next day I come out and I go, where'd my sticker go? And I realized I put it so far up that it was where it was still black instead of actually on the part of
You installed it on the tint strip.
Yeah. And I was just like, you can't even see it. Dadgummit. And I was so mad at myself.
Dadgummit.
Yeah. So
Sensational phrase. I forgot about that one. Dadgummit.
Chris Sensational Cooley, ladies and gentlemen.
all right. So what are the point totals for this week?
So the point totals for this week are Nathaniel in the lead with 7 points.
And that's after Chris's 2 points for this episode.
That is correct.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
So after all 3 episodes this week, Nathaniel is in first place with 7 points. And then Kyle and I are tied with 1 point this week each. And then our guest also got a point.
Honorary point.
Yeah. So looking at totals overall, in last place is the guest with 2 points. Third place is Kyle with 3 points.
Still not last.
And then I personally have 6 points. And Nathaniel has taken the lead with 8 points.
Woo! Oh, baby.
Wow. How's it feel,
Wait.
buddy?
Wait, I thought I should have 2 points prior to this week. Did I not? Did I only have 1
no.
point last week? Did Teddy only? Okay, wait. So
Yeah.
I didn't get a point in parlay. In the BS, I didn't get a point. What was the BS episode we did last week?
It was...
Oh, it's not. Hang
Do
on.
you remember?
I have an idea. Give me a minute to search.
We've done so many of these episodes, I don't even remember, and we haven't really.
Our brains are turning to mush already, and we
Shit.
haven't even gotten started.
I
I have an idea.
And then I didn't get a point for Pixar. He picked
me.
Josh,
Yeah.
yeah, which was 2 points. Okay.
All right.
So I
well,
guess
we
1
will-
point makes sense. That makes sense.
We will
Okay.
figure this out, and if there are any discrepancies, we'll address it next week
Yep.
when we do the point totals again.
Did we reveal who the BSer was at the beginning of this episode? Did I go through who everyone voted for?
Oh no, I don't think we did. Shoot.
think I
All right.
did.
Well, hey, thanks for staying this long, and we'll see
Yeah.
you next week. No, we'll go through it right now.
All right, yeah. Whoops.
It was not me.
Hey, it was me. I think we already revealed that.
Yeah.
I voted for Kyle. Josh voted for me, and the guest, who's the only person that vote actually matters,
Wait,
voted
Kyle, who
for
did you vote for?
Josh.
I
Who would you have voted for?
would have voted for you, to be honest, Nate.
Yeah, okay. So I fooled the guest, and that's all that matters. So
Points awarded.
yeah, so
Yep.
I got to keep my 3 points. The guest voted for Josh, so he lost his 1 point opportunity, and Kyle got to keep his 1 point.
Shocking. I know.
This is dumb. All right. Well, so those were already included in the point totals that I just mentioned.
Yep.
So we will go ahead and let you guys have a great rest of your Friday.
Yeah.
We'll catch you guys next week when we have another special guest on.
And we will continue with the Halloween themes.
Go street drifting, see the elk, and swim in the lake.
Can you street drift an elk?
Hell yeah.
Street drift on an elk.
Easily.
Street drift on an
Have
elk.
you seen videos of people drifting horses?
Dude, it's crazy.
What?
I'm
Oh
going
my
to show
God.
him this, but we're going to go ahead and end the recording here.
Yeah.
We will see you guys next Monday.
Bye.
Bye.
Well, that's it for today's episode. Be sure to join us on the next episode where we will continue to debate as good friends do. Follow us on Instagram and YouTube and stay up to date on all things Asshat, and to participate in polls and activities throughout the week based on the themes of the upcoming episodes.
We also started a Patreon for those of you who are interested in showing your support in a more direct way. On our Patreon, we have a ton of bonus content, including tier lists, loser dinners, and bonus podcast episodes.
We want to continue making content that makes you think, smile, and especially laugh. And the best way that you guys can help us do that, leave a like or a comment, download and share all these episodes with your friends and family members who you think would enjoy our tomfoolery, our shenanigans, and all those other crazy words that encapsulate our content.